what if we took the two ideas and kind of merged them together? And that's where kind of Scribblenauts came to be. It's like, what if you had puzzles, but the way you solve them is anything you can think of? And then he was just like, yeah, that's awesome. And so yeah, that's where it started. We had a lot of different names before Scribblenauts. The original name was Wordplay, which is really lame and not fun and very generic. But it's like, we always go with Drawn to Life, with Lock's Quest, we've always gone through a lot of names before we kind of settle on the final name. And I think it was Jeff Luke who actually helped me with the idea of Scribblenauts. I think it was actually his idea. I'm not even sure. Like, I don't even remember. It was so long ago. Where we're just throwing out different ideas. Where the point of the game at that point was you were an astronaut and you were trying to help other worlds, by writing things and solving puzzles. And so Maxwell wasn't around, and at that time it was all writing. There was no keyboard, so it made a lot of sense. A lot of people say, "Well, where does Scribblenauts come from? Why is it Scribblenauts?" And that's kind of the reason why. It's because there was an astronaut who kind of scribbled stuff on paper, and that would bring things to life. So Jeff kind of had that idea. I was like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? That kind of it's quirky enough. Nobody's ever had a name like that before. And it stuck, and it was good." Scribblenauts was also actually a temp name, which was kind of funny that it actually stuck. Because in the beginning we're just like, well, we need something. We always need something for a pitch, and what's the project name? And so we're like, well, this is quirky and interesting, but maybe not completely what we want to go for. But it just stuck. It made sense, and we wanted something that wasn't generic at all. That was really and what was really cool is at the time when we actually Googled Scribblenauts, there was nothing. There was nothing. There was 3 links. Period for the word Scribblenauts, which is really great. So everybody can instantly recognize the game with the name, which was exactly what you usually want to do with the product. So Scribblenauts is a really, really special idea compared to other ideas I've had and other ideas we've talked about in the company, because it's I always hear people say that ideas are a dime a dozen, and it's that's very true, but great ideas very, very hard to come by. And I think Scribblenauts is one of those ideas where it takes kind of what we've learned on the DS and what I've learned as a designer on the DS and in general to the next level, where we had Drawn to Life, where you can draw something that's really interesting, but Scribblenauts just takes it to a whole nother level. And Scribblenauts, the idea itself, taking the original writing idea and taking the puzzle idea, the Aztec puzzle level, that was a 4-month span. That took a long time to do. Just sitting there and going over ideas and re-going over ideas and talking to other people and other designers and people in the company and saying, what do you think about this? And we don't really like this. And we go through a lot of ideas to come upon the right idea. It's not easy for me, especially, to come up with something like this. It takes a lot of pushing and prodding and a lot of late nights of thinking, where can I go with this and how can I be different and unique? It's not just oh yeah, I just come up with this on Saturday and do 10 of these a week. It's not like that at all. I do come up with a lot of ideas, and a lot of other people, designers at our company, also do. But for us to choose the project that we want to do, that takes a long time. Coming up with great ideas, I do a lot of research. I go on the web and look at other games and what they're doing, and play a ton of games, and I look at a lot of different movies and all kind of different media and see, what's popular, what's the new thing, and why is it popular, and what's so great about it. And also looking at the market leaders. It's like I said before that, when I was thinking about an idea for Scribblenauts, for our next DS idea, before I had Scribblenauts, I was looking at, well, what's big on the DS? Well, Nintendogs is big, and Brain Age is big, and WarioWare is big. And it's like, well, how can we do that without copying them at all? Because that's not what this is about. We don't copy things. But how do we get to those markets and those demographics and still have the core gamer demographic still be, still like the game, such as WarioWare, where it's very casual, but the core gamer can definitely like it a lot. And so it took a long time to kind of come up with that and put all that information together and come up with an idea like Scribblenauts.